I can't show my face. Before last week, I worked at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. What I'm about to say could get me in trouble with the law. This is not a guess or a rumor. The internal transaction log shows that 5 billion XRP were directly bought from Ripple's escrow at a price of $10,000 per coin. That is a $50 trillion deal that was done behind closed doors away from the public. The deal with the SEC? It wasn't a coincidence. It was planned to make this deal happen. Most people don't know this, but what you're about to learn will change the way you always think about money. To begin, let us look at the numbers. 5 billion XRP or $10,000 each. That's a huge amount of money. It has been months since the Fed's balance sheet started to fall apart. The old tools like gold stocks, bonds, and changing interest rates aren't working anymore. They needed something that would naturally go up in value, move quickly, and be able to be programmed to do almost anything. XRP meets all of these needs. It's not just a cryptocurrency, it's the basis for a banking system that can be programmed. We need to talk about quantitative easing 4.0 to fully grasp why this is so important. In the past, QE worked by making bond markets bigger and putting money into the system in a roundabout way. But to be honest, those ways are no longer working. The Fed needed something new, something that wasn't related to traditional banking. XRP was the answer. Unlike gold, XRP is computerized, can be tracked, works right away, and can be programmed. Value can be sent across countries very quickly. This is not an investment. It is a change to the way the world's money works. Let's talk about the case from the SEC and what really went on behind the scenes. That's not true. Most people think the SEC either won or lost their case in court. The story has a lot more to it. The case was just a well-thought-out smokescreen meant to keep everyone from paying attention. People and small investors were watching the courtroom action, but in the background, the Federal Reserve was quietly negotiating a huge deal that would change the game. The $10,000 price per XRP wasn't made up on the spot. In fact, Ripple had to meet a certain condition in order to complete the deal. The terms were agreed upon by Ripple. The trust was opened, and the SEC was told in a quiet voice to step back and let the process happen. That's the real reason why the deal took place at that particular time. Perfectly timed, with every move planned ahead of time. Take a moment to think about what this means, and how it might affect the whole banking world. The Fed's cost base is now $10,000, which changes the conversation right away. That sets a new floor for the market that can't be ignored. This one action changes the lowest price at which cryptocurrencies can be sold, setting a standard for all digital assets. What would the value of XRP be on the market if the government paid $10,000 for each one? How would buyers react? Could each XRP be worth $100,000? It could even be $500,000 as rumors spread. It's more important than ever to protect digital assets worth trillions of dollars. The possibilities are truly amazing. Almost impossible to understand. There is also no risk, because this is controlled money. It can be the basis for whole new financial systems, make digital currencies possible for central banks, and completely change the way cross-border payment networks work around the world. But let's look at this in more detail. Why XRP in particular? Bitcoin is hard to get, but it's also slow and not good for world banking. Yes, Ethereum can be programmed, but it's crowded and costs a lot. XRP is fast, cheap, and very scalable. And banks and payment providers all over the world are already starting to use it. The Fed made this choice after careful thought. A move not only to keep money safe, but also to shape the way money will work in the future. Now think about the time. Why now? The world economy is in bad shape. It's hard to predict inflation. Debt levels are through the roof. The Federal Reserve needed an asset that could handle shocks, stay valuable during times of uncertainty, and grow in value. XRP is digital, short-lived, customizable, and has no borders. It's the right answer for a central bank that is facing systemic risk that has never been seen before. There's more though. Not only does the Fed's purchase affect XRP, but it also affects all other cryptocurrencies, all DeFi projects, and all tokens that trade against XRP. When the market learns that there is an off-exchange position worth $50 trillion, price discovery will change in a big way. The federal government's cost base is used as the standard for valuing things. Traders, banks, and governments will all need to change how they do business. Let's talk about the deal with the SEC once more. The visuals were handled with care. They wanted small investors to be distracted, and the media to focus on the case drama instead of the Fed's move. A lot of people fell for this standard financial show. At the same time, the biggest deal in history was going on behind closed doors, away from the public eye. Whistleblowers like me are hard to find, which is why I'm taking a huge risk by telling you this. Let us now talk about what this might mean for the future. If the Fed can add 5 billion XRP to their balance sheet, they will be able to create new types of digital money, keep currencies stable, and even manage the flow of cash across borders in ways that were not possible before. This is not a guess. It's a plan for the next wave of money, and XRP is at the center of it. Also, let's not forget about people. Traders, banks, and hedge funds have no idea about this at all. When information gets out, fear, greed, and rumors will go through the roof. This is why being aware and ready are so important. People who buy early, hold on to their investments, and keep an eye on the right signals are the ones who will gain. Let's go even deeper. Ripple's escrow system is smart, adaptable, and open, but no one had seen the internal transaction logs until now. In other words, they didn't buy on swaps or slowly. They bought something from Ripple through a contract, which locked in 5 billion XRP at a set price. That's the kind of deal that really changes the way whole markets work. Finally, what should you do? This is not advice about money, but you know it's important to know the size, the plan, and the stakes. The groundwork for a new financial order is being made right in front of our eyes. XRP is more than just a cryptocurrency. It's a key part of a future where customizable money is used for all global transactions. Don't pay attention to this, or you might get left behind. This movie does more than just give you information. It wakes you up. Leave a comment on resistance if you understand how big it is. Spread this around, save it, and remember to stay alert. The federal government just changed the rules of the game when it comes to money. Don't forget that I'm not a qualified financial advisor, and that the information I give here is not meant to be taken as professional advice. The information in these movies is only meant to be entertaining and to get you interested in money and investing. Before making any financial decisions or investments, I always tell my viewers to do their own study, check their facts twice, and talk to qualified professionals. Thanks for watching and being a fan of the show. It means a lot to me that you were interested. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, please share it with your friends and hit the subscribe button to stay in touch. Also, make sure the alerts are on, so you'll be the first to know when I post something new and exciting. In the next movie, I can't wait to catch up with you. Make sure you stay safe and keep learning until then.